Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back for episode 2 of Prison Architect. It is currently day 3 here at our prison. We have 14 prisoners with another prisoner arriving in 21 hours to fill us to our capacity of 15. And overall the place isn't really looking particularly great. It's a bit of a mess. We desperately need to get a janitor up and running. So let's go ahead and unlock cleaning. And we also have a lot of prisoners complaining about family and complaining about clothing. And even one guy complaining about bowels, which is a little weird, but it's nothing new. There is a bit of like, I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just the way prisoners are in Prison Architect, but they never seem to want to use the toilets that are in their cells. They always wake up in the morning, like it's 11 a.m., they have toilets in their cells, but they never seem to want to use them. And so what we'll probably end up doing is setting up some kind of toilet area somewhere. We might even set up a bit of an area in what is going to be the yard where the prisoners can go and use the toilets there, so that in their free time, whilst they're not in their cells, they can go and actually use the toilets, because otherwise they do start to complain a little bit. And then of course, when they complain, the danger meter up here does rise. Right now we have one prisoner who says they are well treated, 2 who are currently shackled to their cells, one of which is this guy over here, flipping Adam Busby, 29, who attacked a prisoner causing serious injury and also attacked a member of staff. And I believe the other person is this guy over here who has 2 hours of solitary confinement for intoxication. We currently don't have any solitary confinement cells, which is why over here on our to-do list it says incident report. We have 2 people waiting to go to solitary confinement. These 2 guys over here are currently just locked in their cell because we don't have anywhere to put them, but that is kind of a bit low down on our priority list right now, because I think right now the highest priority that we need to have is to make sure that most of our prisoners, not the ones that are causing the incidents, but the vast majority of them feel like they're well treated and can actually go about their daily lives without having to like be crammed into rooms and stuff like that. So one of the first things I want to do is build a new canteen. I'm thinking of building a nice big canteen over here to the left of our current prison cell, with a new kitchen down at the bottom, and then repurposing these 2 rooms over here for something else. I was considering making one of these 2 rooms a laundry room, because another big complaint that we currently have is a laundry. We've got family and laundry. So I was thinking about making one of these a visitation room and making the other one a laundry room, but I don't think I'm going to do that, because the way that the laundry system works is the prisoners clean the laundry. So they actually work and clean the laundry for their fellow prisoners, and I don't really want any of the prisoners anywhere near this close to the front door, because right now that gate was just open for like a good few minutes. They could quite easily just run directly out of that front door and then escape, and that would not be good for us. And so what I'm thinking is probably we're going to set up like another area, maybe down here, maybe across from the canteen, where we're going to have like the laundry room, visitation, and stuff like that. But for now, let's go into foundation, and let me think about how I want this canteen to look. So actually, we're going to planning real quick, and I'm thinking just having a nice big building. It's going to look something like this. I don't want to make it too big, because although we do have quite a nice amount of money right now, we don't want to be wasting it. We're going to have a connection like here and here, so we can get rid of those 2. And we're also going to have a connection down here and here. Also, the auto build down here, the quick build, I made some quick cells down here, and you can see it's built the walls out of brick instead of concrete, which is really annoying because it looks absolutely ridiculous. And at some point, we are going to have to bulldoze those down and rebuild them. But for the time being, if we go and look under regime, I think it is, our prisoners spend most of their time in lockup right now, so we can't really do it whilst they're in lockup. So once we get this regime a little bit more fleshed out, once we have them doing more stuff than just sitting in their cell, we'll start working on maybe migrating them over to some other cells whilst we work on making these look nice again. But for now, let me have a look at this over here. So we're going to have a big canteen, and at the bottom of that canteen, we are going to have a kitchen that's going to be somewhere right about here. I don't need that to be a too thick wall, so we can get rid of that. Is this going to be a decent size? Because, of course, if we go into the objects over here, we need to have a table and we need to have benches. Are these going to fit quite nicely in here? I want it to be a nice even number wide. I want it to be able to fit like a decent number of tables and benches without having like it not be symmetrical in any way. So let's go to objects here. And for example, we want to make sure this is kind of clear. How long are these objects? If we come over here, are they 3? They look to be 3 long, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, are they 4 long? They're 4 long. Okay, so up here, we don't really have space to put 4 in without blocking the door. And so what I think we might do is kind of go this way. So that there is going to be like a table set. I want to have the yard be up here. So what I'm thinking is something like this. is going to end up being our yard, and we're probably going to end up having yard time directly after the cafeteria time, after the prisoners have eaten, and so they're all going to kind of just rush upwards and out into the yard. And so I want to make sure that the passageway from the canteen to the yard is wide enough so that they're not all crammed together, because again, they do really get frustrated when they get crammed together and they start fighting and getting annoyed and causing riots and all that kind of stuff. So this is 19 wide, which means the middle is going to be about there, I think. If we get rid of those, that's 9 on that side and then 9 on that side, which is perfect. So we're going to have a nice big door here. I think we'll make it like 5 wide, like this, just so there's a ton of space for them to walk directly out and into the yard. And then we'll have this here. I might move that down by 1 just to make it look a bit nicer, just to make sure it's like 1 off of the wall and they're not sitting right up against the wall. And then over here on the other side, we will have the exact same thing, like so. And then pretty much just going down, we're going to have something that looks a little bit like this. And of course, every third one we're going to get rid of like that. Does that look good? Almost. We can put that there. And yeah, that looks pretty good to me. I kind of like that. That's a lot of space. That's going to be pretty good for future-proofing when we get a bunch more people into our prison. Let's get rid of that. We'll get rid of you and that one there, and then put the wall back that I accidentally got rid of. We do want to get rid of that, and we're going to get rid of that wall there, but that looks pretty good. I might in the future put down some tables in the middle, but for now this should be more than enough. Like right now we're running off of 2 tables. Increasing that to what, 10 3 6 no 12 tables is definitely going to be more than enough for our 14 prisoners here. They're almost going to have enough tables for 1 each, and so we will go ahead and get this up and running. We'll just go build that, and we also want to make sure we build there and there so we can set up the little corridors. I'm thinking about expanding the shower outwards as well. Looking back at it after last episode, I don't know why I didn't make the shower just the full width of this building. I feel like we could push this wall all the way back to here, get rid of these 2 cells, and just have a much bigger shower with a much larger capacity, which I think is what we're going to end up doing in the fairly near future. But before we do that, we do have to set up some new cells somewhere else, because we can't really just leave these guys hanging in these rooms. It is currently lockup time. I don't know if they're going to bulldoze. No, they're not going to bulldoze these walls. Okay, cool. I was a little worried there that they would bulldoze this wall, and then my prisoners would just try and escape. Thankfully, that has not happened. We also want to make sure that up here, where the yard's going to be, that we have a fence set up around the entirety of the perimeter to make sure that they cannot escape. And we should probably look into hiring some more guards and getting a guard set up to patrol this area as well. Do we have patrols yet? We do. So we got patrols at the end of last episode. We don't currently have any guard patrol set up. We'll probably have 1 guard walk up and down the canteen, another one walk up and down in the what's going to be the yard, and then another one who's probably going to walk up and down between the shower and inside of the cell block over here as well. And then of course we got this guy over here who is patrolling by the entrance. And speaking of which, another thing that we have to take into consideration is our staff. A lot of our staff are pretty tired right now. If we go over to our reports and we go to staff, which is right here at the top, quite a lot of them are tired. Right now there's only this guy, but before the episode started, when I checked, there were like 6 people who were tired, and that's resulting in a lot of staff just kind of standing around and resting in place, which is not really what we want. So we are going to probably end up refurbishing either the canteen or the kitchen into a staff room as well, but we are going to have to wait until this is done. Our kitchen and canteen, our new kitchen and canteen building is done. Our fence is also almost done. Did I make this one bigger than I wanted it to be? It looks like I did, but that's fine. We can get rid of both of those. We should have a wall being built there, which is good, and then we can also go ahead and start putting down the tables and the benches. How much are those going to cost? Each one of those is 30, and then each one of those is 100, so $160 per table, which is not really a lot. We've currently got $44,674, so that should be fine for the most part. These guys are complaining to no end. I think what I might do is get rid of the kitchen here, have this be a staff room, and then replace the canteen with a visitation room. And I think to do that, I'm also going to put in another wall right here with another door, just to make it as secure as possible, because I don't want the prisoners to be able to just walk out of the visitation room and then escape the prison. I want to make sure we have as few escapes as possible. And looking at this room, actually, we do need to put down a couple of lights. Let's put like 1, 2, 3 in the kitchen, and then we'll put like, do I want to put 1 above every table or 1 above like every other table? I think 1 above every other table should be fine for the time being. I might want to put some more at the top here. I might put 1 like right there in the middle, which is going to look real weird, but that's fine. That's fine. Also, we do want to make sure that we bulldoze this wall. That does not need to be there. We want people to be able to flow freely into the yard. And we do also want to make sure that this is set up to be a yard. And we should probably start putting yard time onto the regime. Because one thing that a lot of our prisoners are currently complaining about if we go to needs is freedom. They complain because currently they're locked up in their cells for almost the entirety of the day. The only time they come out of their prison is to eat and shower in the morning. So we will go ahead and edit the regime a little bit here. And we'll throw in a little bit of yard time after each meal, like so. Do we want to move that a little bit? You know what, we will. We'll have yard time before eat there, and then we'll put that as lockup as well. Because I want them to be locked up a little bit before they go to sleep. I don't want to put them, like, straight to bed and straight to sleep. And when I say it like that, it makes it sound like we're dealing with 4-year-olds when we put them to bed and to sleep. But that's fine. We have a bunch of workers who have managed to somehow get themselves locked within what is going to be a very large kitchen. So let's quickly throw down a staff door, I guess, like here. And here, we do also need to put in a serving table. Where are those at? Serving table. Here we go. Is that going to fit? Oh, it is going to fit nicely and symmetrically in the middle there. Beautiful. And then, of course, we want to designate this bottom section here as our kitchen. So you can look something like that. And then we want to make this top room, this massive room that we've set up, to be our huge canteen, like so. And for some reason, I have set this as a shower. This is not supposed to be a shower. This is a kitchen. There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and dismantle pretty much everything in these other rooms. Dismantle object. Let's just dismantle everything that we have here. Hopefully, they will use these tables to put these down over here. Although I have a feeling that instead they've just bought a bunch of new tables and we've wasted a bit of money there. But that's fine. They'll keep these in storage and we can use them a little bit later on down the line when we put some tables probably down the middle here. So that's all fine. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. You are resting. We need to get the staff room up and running. So, rooms. Actually, before we do that, bureaucracy. We require a foreman to get cleaning up and running. I do want to get cleaning done pretty much as soon as possible. What have I done here? I have made... Okay, so I've made a mistake here by the looks of things. I've made the warden's office a little bit too wide, which I guess is fine. The warden can have a slightly larger office than everybody else. Where is the office on here? It is... right there. Let's go ahead and just extend that a little bit. So he now has a slightly wider office, which wasn't intentional, but makes sense because we've got this horrid... what is with this wall? Oh my goodness. I should have just built out a brick because now we are going to be plagued by this problem throughout the course of this entire series. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then wall like that and that. That's going to be our new office for our foreman, who's going to be in charge of like the janitors and the cleaners and the gardeners and stuff like that. So we want to get him in as soon as possible because this place is currently the world's biggest mess. We can go ahead and unassign the kitchen here and at the canteen. We don't want anybody else coming back here now. We want this to be a staff room. Where is staff room? It's this one over here. The staff room does have a few requirements. It needs to be at least 4x4, have a wide sofa, and a drinks machine. You gotta get those drinks machines in there. Alright, so let's have like a wide sofa there, and a drink machine, like I guess there. We'll expand this and make it look a little bit nicer in the future, but for now, I just want to get the basics up and running, and try not to spend too much money, because it can, again, be really easy to kind of drift into having no money whatsoever, and then when things come up, it just becomes a massive pain in the backside. These guys currently do not have access to a canteen, which is fine. Oh, we need to get rid of these walls. That is why nobody can get in. Materials, bulldoze these walls. Get rid of both of these walls. I'm wondering why nothing's happening, and it's because we've blocked off this entrance up here with fences, and then we've locked these guys in with these walls over here. So we need to get rid of those walls, and we also need to start running power into our new area as well. So let's run it, I guess, like along here, and then just have a nice long cable go down the middle like so. We're also going to have to run some water to this as well. And like I mentioned last episode, I kind of want to keep my pipes together. For some reason, all of these jobs have failed right off the get-go. I'm not quite sure why. They shouldn't be, like, they shouldn't be blocked right now. They should be able to get to all of those. Hopefully that'll resolve itself. But I think I'm just going to run my pipe along here and then down like so into the kitchen. And then once it reaches the kitchen, we can use small pipes to connect it up to all of the cookers and the ovens and stuff like that. So we'll keep that going there. What is up with my workers? Why can you not put... Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. They're just going for yard time. Just going to walk around. You see what I mean, though? They all kind of just clump up by the entrance for no apparent reason. Dude, look at this guy. This guy knows how to use the yard. This guy is having the time of his life. What is he doing? My goodness. Stefan, you are quite the guy. He is doing laps of the yard right now, whereas everybody else is kind of milling around by the entrance and just causing a bit of a backup. It's really, really annoying. But anyway, Let's go back over here. We do need to set up a storage room pretty desperately, because right now, all of our workmen are just kind of leaving boxes all over the place. I'm not quite sure. It's food time, and they're not getting fed because nothing's happening. They are all stuck in here, kind of just dancing around. What is going on? Why are you all just standing there? Can you not? Oh, the door's closed. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Object, jail door. Get another door on here. They can't get in and out. They can't go into the storage area and get the stuff that they need to get in order to build all of the stuff that we've asked them to build. And so they're kind of just having a bit of a fit inside of this empty room, which we are going to set up as a visitation room. Where is visitation? There it is. Let's set that as a visitation room. And in order to make it a visitation room, we just need a visitor table or a visitor booth. For now, we're just going to go with visitor table, so we'll put down a couple of those. I didn't realize that. Did that actually? E zooms all the way in and out. I didn't know you could use E and Q to zoom in and out. What? I've played this game for so long, I didn't even know that. Wow, okay, so let's put... do I want to put two back-to-back there, or do I want to do something more... I think we'll do something more like this for now. I don't want to, again, have everything kind of cramped together. We could fit in another table right there, but I don't necessarily think that's a good idea. We might instead... I was going to put one there, but it doesn't really fit symmetrically. So for now, this is fine. We'll have it so only two people can visit at any given time. Down here, we want to make sure that we put up another concrete wall. We do have to make sure that... Did I just build walls here? Did I not build any kind of actual foundation? I don't think I did. Wow, okay. So let's do that, and then let's stick in a staff door right about there. And then once all that's done, we'll just clone one of these as a rooms and get that up and running. The kitchen is almost ready to go. We need to put in a sink, which can go there. We'll put a cooker to the left, and we'll put one fridge to the right. I'm not going to fill the kitchen yet with too much stuff. Again, I don't want to overspend when we don't need to. For now, this will be fine for feeding the 15 prisoners that we are going to have by 8 a.m. And so we don't really need to mess around with this too much. Likewise, I don't necessarily think that we have to put in all of the tables just yet, but we do definitely need more than just the one table. So let's go ahead and clone that. $190 is fine. I'm not quite sure where the math comes from there. I don't know if I quite like this. I might get rid of that. Possibly, just because I don't know. I don't like the way it blocks the entrance there. But didn't they cost $160 a second ago? Where did they end up getting more expensive? $30 each, $100 each. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, is it the lights? Ooh, I think I might have just copied the... Yeah, okay, so I've copied the lights a bunch of times. So we now have a bunch more lights in the room as well. And I'm guessing the lights cost $30. Yep, alright, that's where the $190 came from. That's fine. We currently have 1 out of 7 guards. A second ago, we had 0 out of 7 guards who were free, which is not great. We might want to hire 1 or 2 more of those. And actually, speaking of which, if we go back down into reports and then over to grants, the Staff Wellbeing Initiative wants us to have a staff room, hire at least 5 guards without assigned duties. So we need to have 5 guards who are doing nothing at any given time, and then ensure that none of your staff are exhausted. So I will take this out. Right now, none of our staff are exhausted. We have a staff room, and so we will quickly hire 2 more guards. Here we go. Boom, boom. There we go. Grant complete. We have 5 guards who are doing absolutely nothing. And now we've done that, we will go to deployment, and we'll have one of them walk up and down the canteen like so. We'll have one of them patrol the yard like so. By the way, this is the patrols that we unlocked last episode. We'll have one who is going to patrol the cell block over here. Like that. I might switch that up to 2 guards. Like, I might want to have 2 people patrolling in there at any given time, just because that's where all of our prisoners are spending most of their time. And then, of course, I want 1 guy to patrol here as well. He doesn't... if I do this, I think he might walk through this door, but I do also want him to be by this front door quite often, because all of our workers are going to try and go back and forth through here, and so we kind of need somebody around to open the door every time that happens, but that's fine. Deployment, guard, I'm going to get rid of this station. We don't really need 2 people there. Is that guy's doing the patrol? Yes? No? Oh no, these are all the station guards. Okay, so we don't need... I don't want anybody to be stationed anymore. I'm just interested in the patrol. So we have this guy walking backwards and forwards here, so that he is able to open up the doors for the workmen. We do really need to invest in some kind of security room so we can start to automatically open these doors, because it is seriously slowing our workers down having to go through 3 doors here to get in and out of the prison. But I think security-wise, it's going to help us out in the long run. This should be more than enough tables. We are... not quite getting powered down to there, which is a little weird, but I wonder, can we do this? I don't think we can. I think we have to go like that. which is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. And we were actually really lucky in the sink there. The pipe kind of connects directly up to the sink. That's going to be the most powerful sink in the whole entire universe. But this is looking pretty good. We've got one more prisoner arriving. Here he is. Look at this. Here's the prison bus. The visitors are arriving. Actually, speaking of which, I do want to have a guard patrolling the visitation room. Like, I don't want anything shady happening there. And actually, we should also invest in a metal detector so that we can scan the people coming in and out, because this is prime real estate for someone to try and smuggle something in. I'm looking at you, Gary's daughter. You know she's smuggling something in. All right. Utilities, let's run that like that. Hopefully, they can get this up and running before visitation is over, because I guarantee you somebody walks out beeping. Guaranteed. Also, why is nobody patrolling in here? Did we not just set up a guard patrol? No. Yeah, no, we didn't. We did, but we didn't assign anybody to it. All right, so somebody should now end up in here. The staff room is up and running. Okay, so nobody beeped, but that's fine. That's fine. All right. For some reason, we've got 3 guards who are milling around in the yard. I'm not quite sure why that is. But I do want to make sure that we have an area in the yard where people can use the toilet. So can I put toilets down in the yard? I can. Let me get rid of all this planning real quick, because I don't need... I don't want to get rid of that. I want to keep those. It's fine. We'll come back to that. I want to get rid of all just the lines about. What are people complaining about? Reports, needs... Warmth. What temperature is it? It's 12°C, so it's not too cold. But I guess we do have this big open, like, space in the wall here that's going straight to the yard. And that's probably causing the prison to get pretty cold. So, let's have a look. Oh, there's the visitor booth. Why is the... I'm not quite sure why the visitor booth is inside of utilities and not inside of rooms. But I guess it falls under the same category of CCTV, possibly. But that's fine. We need to get some hot water pipes and also a water boiler. So, let's put a water boiler down. Where do you want to put this? Can we put it, like, out here? I think we can. But if we do that, I think there's going to come a point where they will no longer be able to access that. And so, what I'm thinking for now, I want it to go in a place that's not... That doesn't look horrible. And so I kind of want to have it outdoors. But... I think for now we'll put it in this, like, hallway right here. I'm assuming we just run pipes to this. I've never actually used this. Like I said, last time I played this, hot water wasn't a thing. Like, the radiator and warmth and temperature aspect of the game wasn't there. And so, I'm fairly certain that we run hot water pipes from the large pipes. You can also run hot water to showers, by the way, because right now all of our prisoners are just having cold showers. But I'm fairly certain, yeah, the water's running to here. Let's run this out. And then we need to run it to a radiator. So is a radiator under objects? It is. Oh my goodness, what's happening? There's a fight. Fight's breaking out. Oh my goodness. This guy's still doing laps of the prison. We might want to get... I was going to say another guard up here, but it looks like it's fine for the most part. We do, however, want to get some radiators down. So I'll put one right there. That means we don't have to run the pipes too far. And we'll see how much of an impact that has on the temperature of the prison. We can look at temperature. I'm pretty sure it might be under intelligence, actually. Where is intelligence? It is under security. Yeah, it's right there. So we'll unlock intelligence, and we will also unlock prison labor. That's going to allow us to set up a laundry area and have those prisoners work in the laundry area. We might as well also start working on maybe bank loans, so that if we run, like, too low on money, we can borrow some from the bank. We should probably also look at maybe getting an armory, or possibly... I do want to get surveillance. We'll get CCTV going because I really want to be able to start putting CCTV cameras in rooms instead of guards, because they're so much cheaper, and it will also go for groundskeeping as well. So that's a lot of stuff. Actually, a lot of that is not being done because we need to hire a guy. What is going on? What is going on down here? A remote door. Why did we... why did we build a remote door? That is not what I meant to build. I guess I misclicked when I went for a staff door. We need to dismantle this. This guy is tired. I'm not surprised. He's probably been there for at least 12 hours now, just sat in that room waiting for that remote door to open. So we'll speed things up a little bit here. This guy is also tired. My goodness, why is everybody so tired? These guys are just milling around, being tired. Can we dismantle this door, please? I want this to be dismantled. Do I have to... There we go. Okay, is he coming to do it? Nope. Okay, I'm going to put a staff door in, just because I don't know if anybody is actually coming to dismantle that door. These guys are just doing nothing. I have no idea what those guys are doing right now. All of our prisoners, for the most part, seem to be not too unhappy. What is up with this? Is this working out? Oh, no, they're not putting... Oh, they can't put the thing there. Okay, they can't put this there because they can't access this weird little corridor we've made. This is a bit of an issue with the setup that we've created. Like, the way we've built our prison with these one-block gaps does kind of lend itself to not being able to put stuff in here, which, especially with cables, is going to be a pretty annoying feature. But hopefully that should work out just fine. It's a bit more expensive, but should heat up the prison. I do want to get intelligence as soon as possible. Hopefully, is somebody coming to do this? What is what is going on down here? Oh, here he is. Look at this. The savior, the man of the hour, has arrived. Does he have a name? I don't think so. No, he's just a workman. Okay. There we go. Okay. Flippin' heck. This guy, everyone's back to work. Hopefully somebody will dismantle this door once everything else is done. Once we get this, we can actually get a foreman, is it? And then once we've got a foreman, we can start cleaning this place up because it is still a mess. Apparently, oh my goodness, what is, oh my, okay. You know what? Get rid of all that. Dismantle this and this. I think we can run it in the same block as these other pipes. And so we're just going to run it around like that. We're going to run it around like that. We'll dismantle this one and this one. We'll leave that one there for now. We'll run it that way. That looks like a much better way to do it. I didn't really want it to go over my other pipes, but it's going to have to do that. I do want to have some toilets out here. So let's have a look. Object. For now, I think we might just have open toilets. But what I kind of really want to do, you know what? We'll have toilets along here. We'll put like 4, 5 toilets. And then we'll have just a bit of a wall. We'll have like one of those outside toilet walls. You know, put walls here. Give people a little bit of privacy. Not too much privacy. And then we'll have like a wall like maybe there. Yeah, I'll put like a wall there, so you can come in, you can go to the toilet. We'll also put like, we'll make it a little bit more private, like that. And then, we don't really need a wall here, but I'm going to just wall it off just to make it look a little bit nicer. And then, of course, we do have to run some small pipes along like so. And we'll just connect those up to the big pipe like that. That should be fine, and that should stop people complaining about not having a toilet to go to pretty frequently. They are getting seriously annoyed about the clothing issue. And so we should probably look into that. All right, let's see about building another building just off from here. So what I'm thinking is that just one block? Yeah, I'm thinking something that looks a little bit like... Actually, how big does the laundry room need to be? I don't think the laundry room has a specific size requirement. Where is it? It is... I have no idea where it is. Laundry. There it is. Yeah, it doesn't have a size requirement, but we're not just going to have the laundry there. We might also make a chapel, which needs to be 6 by 6. So what I'm thinking is if we go back to walls here and we build something that looks a little bit like this, I want it to be wide enough for the pathway. We're going to have a path that goes like that. It's going to be a 2-wide path, and then we need it to be at least 6 this way. So I think we will have a building that looks something like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right, we'll build this building, and then we'll put in a couple of extra rooms into here. We might get a classroom in here as well, so we can start to teach our people to do some stuff. We can get a laundry room, so we can actually start to clean up all of the laundry. This is almost there. They're currently still building the pipes. It's going to take them quite a while. Yeah, look, this guy's walking all the way around to get to this pipe over here. But once he places that down, everything should be good. It's not really as private as I thought it was going to be. There is just some wire here so that whilst you're taking a dump, you can just look right through the fence and see them. But no one's going to be around here. There's no windows. We could be really cruel and put like a window in this guy's cell, but we won't do that. We'll leave him for now. These guys are all doing their thing. The kitchen is way too big, actually. It's pretty massive. That's fine. This office is not quite done yet. Remote doors will not open. Okay, do we have to dump it? Okay, I can't there we go, dismantle. It says job in progress, so I'm assuming that somebody is going to come and dismantle this door finally, and once that's done, we can hire the foreman, get some stuff done over on that side. Is there anything else we should be unlocking through Bureaucracy? It doesn't seem like it. I guess we can get micromanagement. And prison policy. We're currently still working on intelligence and surveillance. We're only 30 minutes away from intelligence, so we should be able to see the temperature of our prison pretty soon. I think it's going to be quite warm by the kitchen, because I know the kitchens do produce quite a bit of heat. It's probably also going to be fairly warm in here, just because all the prisoners are in here. And then also kind of fairly warm around the radiator as well. This thing requires an entrance. Let's do something. I guess we want to make this just like right here. Yeah, so we'll do something like that. So the pathway just kind of goes all the way along from this side through the canteen to the new area. And then if we bulldoze these two walls here and here, that should form into a building pretty quickly. Hopefully none of the prisoners can escape. I think they could right now run away. But it looks like we're going to be fine. No one seems to be en route to the escape exit here. So that's fine. These guys are not happy with clothing, but guys, do not worry. We are working on it. Okay. I'm thinking that I've made a grave mistake, haven't I? Because I accounted for pathways like this, but then I didn't account for the wall. So, yeah, because that's going to have to be a wall there, and then it's 5. Oh, that's really annoying. That is real fudging annoying. Okay, let's do this. So we'll build a wall there, then we'll demolish this wall. We also want to build a concrete wall right about there. And then we need to start splitting this off into other rooms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That could be the chapel. 1, 2. How wide is this remaining now? 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll have like a cleaning cupboard on the end here. I think that should be fine. So we can have like a chapel, we can have a laundry room, and we're probably also going to put down a classroom as well. We'll see how that goes, but I think that's probably what we will end up doing. And we should also start looking into making some more cells. What I'm thinking in terms of the next batch of prison cells, if we go over to grants again, there is a grant for cell block B, which wants us to raise our prisoner capacity to 50, which is pretty high. And actually, let me have a look here. Visitation rights, I think we might have this. Build a visitation room. We need at least 3 visitation tables, so we need at least 1 more to get that up and running. Build a common room, pool table. Okay, so we'll unlock that one. We might make one of these rooms a common room instead of a classroom for the time being. And then I do also want to make sure... My God, look at this. Look at this. I built this out of flipping brick instead of concrete. What is that? And I don't think we're going to take out cell block B until we're pretty close to having it, because otherwise it just takes up a grant space that we don't need it to take up. But essentially what I'm thinking for the next cell block is we're going to have it be something like this. It's going to be pretty big. I'm going to leave a 2 wide gap between this building and this building just so the staff can walk down here and be able to get into their doors without being crammed up right against the wall. And then I'm thinking of getting rid of this cell and having that connect up like that. So we'll have a pathway that comes down here, and then we'll just like cram this full of so many cells. We'll have so many cells there, and then what we'll probably also end up doing is having this come down like this. This be a nice long pathway like so. We'll get rid of that. And we'll have this connect up around here. We'll have like another building that goes like that. This will come down to here. Like that. We'll have a connection somewhere, like maybe there. And that'll connect up to there. And this will connect up. So we'll have like a full loop so you can get from here all the way around. And that's going to be the second cell block. We're not going to worry about that too much yet. Because again, if we look at our danger, we only have 13 out of our 15 prisoners who have serious complaints. Which is not at all good. That is not a good thing to have. So we need to get this wall up pretty flipping quickly. And I'm starting to think that I didn't put a wall down. I put foundation down. So let's get rid of that. Actually, no. Let's just put brick wall here. I want to put concrete wall all the way along there. And then I also want... we've trapped this guy in here again. I also want to demolish this wall over here. Like that. Cool. And then as for the doors, we want to have probably a staff door on what's going to be the cleaning cupboard. And then we'll just put like probably a normal set of double doors maybe. Double doors don't really serve much of any use whatsoever, but I kind of like the way they look. They also don't really line up too well because the handles are on the wrong side. I wish that they would kind of reorientate if you put down 2 doors next to each other so that the handles were like side by side like a normal double door would be, but it's fine. It's working for now. These are actually going to become rooms, and so we can now actually start to do some stuff. Is the foreman's office ready? What is going on with this door? Flipping heck, can we dump it? Is it, can we not, is this just here now? Forever? Did we make a mistake putting down a remote door? I don't know why, but for some unknown reason, that is impossible to remove. Hopefully, somebody will come and get rid of this door. Hopefully. Is somebody working on it? Possibly. I have no idea. But we need it there, because if we don't, then we can't start to work on... If we go back to bureaucracy, we don't have prison labor yet, which we need in order to get our people doing the laundry. We don't have cleaning, so the prison is a mess, and we also don't have groundskeeping, so all of the walls are currently like just overflowing with flowers and mold and all kinds of stuff. It's horrid. But we need someone to hurry up down here. We need this to actually become an office, which for some reason it is just not... It's not happening. Okay. Can we cancel this? It looks like it's almost... You know what? Demolish it. Get rid of the whole thing. Demolish that. Bulldoze the foundation. It looks like the inside there is not foundation. We've made like a massive mess with this thing anyway, because I think we built walls originally instead of building an actual foundation. And so that's caused an issue with like the whole thing actually being classified as a building. Everybody is now working on getting rid of this. For some reason, this is classified as blocked. I'm not quite sure why it's classified as blocked, but apparently this is blocked, so we can't do anything with it. Can we bulldoze this area? No. I want to bulldoze everything. Everything must go. Watch, they'll come and get rid of this staff door and then leave this remote door up and running. What we might have to end up doing at some point is just setting up a remote, like setting up a security office and setting up a remote door controller just to open this one door for the foreman's office. What is going on? Nobody is... You know what? Fine. Guys, if you're not going to do it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, wall. I'm just going to do this. Boom. That is going to be the new office. We're going to have just back-to-back offices. This might be here forever. This might just be an abomination that sits inside of our prison for the rest of the time. And we'll just put back-to-back offices all the way along here. Let's get a staff door and put that down, I guess directly opposite this one. So right about there. And this is going to be for foreman. So let's hire him. I don't think he can do any work until we have an office anyway. So we can hire him, but he's not going to be able to actually work because he needs an office. And so we will get our cloning tool out. We will clone this office. Can we rotate it? I don't think we can, which is real flipping annoying. But I think what we can do is this. Now it's going to try put in another door, which we don't want. Can I cancel that? I think I just cancelled the whole thing. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Boom. Okay, I want it to be a thing, but I don't want you to build this door. What is he doing? Did he just dismantle the... What? What was that about? Oh my, okay, that's fine. You know what? It's fine. Put a wall there. As long as it works, I do not care how that door looks. This prison is a mess. We need to get cleaning ASAP. We need to, like, mainline cleaning. We need to mainline some prison labor so we can get people into the laundry room and start washing stuff up. We should also do a shakedown. It's the middle of the night, but here we go. Search everybody, because there is probably somebody who is trying to tunnel their way out of this prison, and that is not what we want. I am going to stop groundskeeping. Just because I want prison labor to be the next one on the list. This guy got a baton. Somebody got a fork, a shank, a hammer. I'm really hoping we uncover like a tunnel and stop somebody from escaping. It doesn't look like that is going to be the case, but that's fine. This guy is now in his office working, which is great. He does need a light, so we'll throw one in there as well. So, we are about 10 hours away from everything being ready. It's currently 3 a.m. Hopefully the kitchen is going to be good to start feeding all of our prisoners. Whilst we're waiting for prison labor and cleaning to be done, we might as well work on some of these rooms up here. So, I want to have a common room. Where is the common room? We're going to have a common room, which I'm going to put there, just because it's part of the grant. Inside the common room, we will, of course, put some lights down. You know what? We'll put lights there, there, and then, of course, we'll put one in this cupboard as well, right about there. Cool stuff. I also want to have a chapel, so we will put down a chapel right about here. Where is the chapel? There it is. We'll put that down there. And then on the end, we will have ourselves the laundry room. We can't do that yet because the laundry room is not unlocked until we unlock prison labor. That's fine. What does a chapel require? Altar, pews, and some prayer mats. Okay. Altar can go right there. Not quite in the center again, which is really annoying. They've designated that the room has to be 6 by 6, but then they've made the altar, like, too wide for that to fit evenly in there, which is really annoying, but that's fine. We'll put that down, like, right there. We'll put down some pews. Usually, I guess they face it. So I guess we'll put down pews, like, there and there for now. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it looks great, and then we'll put, like, prayer mats over there. That should be fine, that should classify as a chapel and should work just fine. Over here, we need to have at least 1 pool table, according to the grant. We also need 2 TVs and at least 5 phone booths. Okay, so TVs, where are those at? TVs, we can put one, like, there and there. And then phone booths, we'll just have, like, a nice line of 1, 2, 3, 4... And, you know what, we're going to put 6 in just to make it even. And we also need some more power running to this as well. We are probably going to have to upgrade our capacitor. Like, I don't think it's going to be able to run all too well with all this new stuff. And also, yeah, I know for a fact that these metal detectors do also use quite a bit of power. So we will preemptively add, like, 3 more capacitors over there as well. Which is a little expensive, but should hopefully pay off in the long run. How many workers do we have? 10? Let's put them up to like 15. That's going to take down the amount of money we make per day quite significantly. But hopefully it's going to be worth it and it's going to pay off in the future. Let's run that along there so this guy can get some power as well. Flippin' heck, this has not been the most fluid episode. A lot of stuff's gone wrong. A lot of stuff kind of just hasn't worked. I'm not at all sure what is up with this. I can't demolish it. It's bugged. I don't know. I have no idea what is going on down here, but for the most part, no one's died, as far as I know. Our 15 prisoners are not too unhappy right now. Let's look at needs. They're a little bit unhappy. They're not too happy with the hygiene, or the family, or the recreation, or the freedom. We should probably, yeah, we need at least 3 visitation tables. So let's go ahead and add another one of those, I guess. Do I want to put it there? I don't really. I'm going to put it here. Just because I don't want to put it there because it doesn't really fit. I think they can still access all that stuff and they should be able to sit down just fine. We're connecting up the power cables to this new area, which is good. All this should come online pretty quickly. Our guy is almost done with cleaning. We will bump this up to 3 times speed. Try and get some stuff done before we have to end the episode here. Flippin' heck. Oh my goodness. I might redo this as well. I'm not really a huge fan of the fact that we have fence and then wall. And also, look at this. Who would want to use this toilet? Look at this green mess that is all around that. That is absolutely horrid. And we should actually have CCTV now, right? Yes, we've unlocked CCTV. I do want to have CCTV in every single one of these rooms. So the common room, the chapel, and the laundry room, and probably the cleaning cupboard as well, are all rooms that I don't want to deploy a guard in there because it's kind of a waste of a guard. And nothing's really going to go down in the chapel or the common room too often. But I want to be able to see what's going on inside of those rooms in case something does go down. Because especially if the prisoners think they're not being watched, that's kind of prime time for them to do something criminal. So we want to make sure, probably next episode, that we get a security room up, we start setting up some CCTV, and we start overlooking what's going on in all of these areas. For now, we will set up just a guard patrol along this corridor. Hopefully, he will be able to see what's going on inside of these rooms and kind of unlock. He can't see what's going on, which is a little annoying, but that's fine. It's fine. He should be fine. Everything should be okay. All right. Do we have cleaning? We are 1 minute away from cleaning. All right, let us hire, like, a bunch of janitors. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Get 3 janitors. They're going to have their work cut out for them, but the prison should start to look a little bit cleaner. Look at this. They're already getting stuff done. Does this not have a light? Are there no lights inside of the new visitation room? Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's put one, like, there and there. Okay, flipping egg. I thought we had lights in there. It looks very, very dark. Oh, my goodness. Look. It's clean. The prison is being cleaned. It looked so bad for so long. Look at this. Someone's just like, I don't even know what this is. Is this like just a big pool of Mountain Dew? I have no idea. It looks absolutely disgusting. But our janitors are at work. They're doing the best. We're 4 hours away from prison labor, at which point we'll get our laundry room up and running. We'll start doing some laundry. What is our prisoners' current mood like? Family is a big one. We'll change the regime here. We'll have some free time. So, you know, like, we'll have free time here and here. Eventually, we'll probably replace this block, like, between 3 p.m. and, like, 6 p.m. with work. Once we get laundry set up, we are going to have to allocate some work time for them to actually do the laundry. At some point, we'll set up a workshop so they can start making, like, beds and license plates and doing stuff like that to make us some more money. For now, there's not really a whole lot they can do apart from just relax in their cells and do nothing. But we do also want to make sure we start getting some more prisoners, because now we've got a decent-sized prison. We've got a massive canteen, a massive kitchen. We've got all these facilities. We've got a big yard. We can probably start to take in 20, 30, 40 prisoners at this point. Probably even 50 for that second cell block B grant. And so, how much would it cost to build this? You know what? We're going to do it. 11,380 is not cheap, but it still leaves us with 10,900, which is going to be enough to start building some new cells. We might rearrange stuff a little bit here, because this corridor is going to prove quite annoying for cells. Like, we can't fit one cell there without making like a really wide corridor. And so we'll probably change some stuff at some point, but we can figure that out next episode. For now, I want to get prison labor unlocked before the end of today's episode, because I need to get laundry up and running, because these guys, it's one of their biggest complaints is clothing. You can see here, it's not red, but it's very far up. You'll see here there are numbers. This shows how many people are complaining about it. You can see this. A lot of people are critically complaining about freedom, recreation, family, exercise, and hygiene, but almost everybody is complaining about clothing. There were so many people who are not happy with the current clothing situation, and so we need to get laundry up and running. There are a few people complaining about exercise, and so I think what we'll do is put like some weight benches out here in the yard. So if they want to, they can come out here either during yard time or during their free time and start like using these benches to get some exercise alongside their like laps of the yard that they love to do. So we'll get that going. How far away are we from prison labor? Prison labor has been approved, so we will come over here. We will get laundry up and running in there. What do we need? We need a laundry machine, a laundry basket, and an ironing board. Okay, so laundry machine, we'll put in a few of those. Like, you know, we'll put just like 6 in. 6 laundry machines. We'll put in some laundry baskets. These, I don't think it really matters where you put these, because they move these around the prison. They're not stationary. So we'll start by putting in the ironing boards, I guess. Those can go like there. And you can't have them point the other way, which really annoys me. I want to have these like pointing at each other. But I guess for now we'll have like one there, 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 and there. That should be fine. I believe they can walk through these just fine. So we'll do that. And then we'll put down like a bunch of laundry baskets as well, like so. It looks a bit of a mess, but should be perfectly fine. They should be able to use those just fine. We'll collect that up, and we also need to collect that up with some water as well. So let's run this up to here, and then connect all these guys up with some water. And then we need to actually start hiring some people. So under logistics, actually under intelligence, how are we doing for temperature? Can we check temperature yet? Or is that not something that we can check? I have no idea. Oh no, here it is, temperature. Okay, so for the most part, it's pretty warm. It's 22 degrees Celsius today, which makes it really warm just in general. But you can see around the radiator, it's pretty warm. Around all the cells where everybody's kind of just chilling most of the time, it's pretty warm. It's probably also going to get pretty warm up here. But under logistics, we do want to go to prison labor, and we'll get 9 people. We will hire all 9 people to work inside of there. And now under reports, we will go to regime, and we will allocate the 4-hour time slot from 4 till 7 p.m. as work time. So between those hours, the prisoners should start to go to work and start working in the laundry room. Those who don't have jobs will just kind of have free time. We do want to make sure eventually that everybody has something they can do, whether it be working in the laundry room. We'll set up a shop, a mail room, a workshop. There's a bunch of stuff that we can set up to get our prisoners working again. But I think for now, guys, I'm going to end this episode of Prison Architect there. Next time, we'll come back. We will start building some more cells. We'll get some more prisoners in. We might look towards making a maximum security wing, because right now I want all of this mostly to be minimum security. So we'll probably set up like another area, maybe just next to it for maximum or maybe even minimum security. We'll get like another canteen, another set of cells. We'll probably have, for the time being, a shared laundry room, shared chapel, and shared common room. But eventually, I want everyone to have their own everything. I don't want any of the prisoners to mingle. I don't want them to be together. But right now, we've only got $2,440. We don't have that much money left. So next time, we are going to have to start looking at grants and start looking at some ways to make some money. We might even look towards taking out some kind of bank loan. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like. It really does help out a lot. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.